Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bold Black Girls podcast, where I am Aries.
And I am Kim.
And we're back in your ears.
Yep.
Ready to chittity chat.
We're here for episode 3.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep. I would say this is our part 2. So last week we talked about knowing thyself.
We did.
We talked about, I want to say we pretty much focused on it personally. We talked about it professionally too, those assessments. So we are hoping you all took an assessment on your personality to learn more about yourselves.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that you're able to use this information, that it was enlightening about yourself, that you can take this information back and use it both personally as well as professionally.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, let's talk about summertime. It's hot here in Dallas.
Oh my God. Hot is not, I feel like we need a new word. Because hot is not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not giving the full, because I'm from the Bay Area, so we have very cool weather in the Bay. Like, it's not often that it gets hot. When it's hot, it's miserable because we're not set up for that. Like, the AC is not set up like that in the homes.
Right.
It's just not, because Lauren, they had a little heat wave a couple weeks for like a week or two.
What's
probably like
wave?
A month ago for them. Anything over 80 is just, it's not cool. So she was calling just like, I'm about to die. I'm like, girl, that ain't nothing. So now I send her our temperature, like, how it shows you in your car, like what it is. I'm like, she's like, I would just die. Like, I'm like, yeah, you would. Because it's hot. And the humidity is the key. That's the part that kind of locks it all in.
Yeah, I remember visiting the Bay. I'm like, it's pretty chilly here.
Because we're right on the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
So you get the cool evenings and the cool mornings, really.
And I'm a summer baby, so I love heat. I'm from Chicago, so our summers back in the day before global warming, we had real summers that started literally from June at least up until Labor Day, because that's when we went back to school.
Okay.
So it would get up to 90-ish, maybe. It was rare that we got up into the hundreds, and we didn't have central air. So when I moved to Texas, I was like, central air?
That's what I'm saying. It's different.
We will put the fan in the window to cool off.
Fan.
Or you would go buy an air conditioner, and you would put it in the rooms. Like, maybe we stayed in a 2-flat. So a 2-flat is where 2 people live in one big building. You have the upstairs. We have the downstairs.
That's what Michelle Obama said she lived in. You see my Michelle Obama shirt?
Yes, when they go low.
When they go low, we go high.
I'm a girl of the South Side after our own heart. She did.
Yeah, she was saying that her aunt lived. Did her and her family live upstairs? And
I think they
her
lived
aunt
like in the
down?
attic.
It was like an upstairs, downstairs thing. Yeah.
Yes. So I would lay in the bed, go take a bath, and turn that fan on at night, and that good air. That was some good air.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't do, we would just have regular fans that you just have a whole bunch of them and just blowing hot air around. That's what I feel like. That's why it's more miserable. It was like, is this really AC? It didn't feel like what we have right now. Because it is, what's the temperature today?
Today it is. It's been like, 98?
Yeah. So it's it says it's 92. But
it feels 100.
It's definitely feeling a lot hotter than that. But, yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't have that at all. But we didn't have to worry about it as much because it was very rare that it just got hot. But, yeah, I'm glad we got AC out here because I couldn't.
It's a blessing. And you can't even, and even in Chicago, there were some times when they would sell cars without AC.
Oh, no.
Yes, because you think about it, Chicago is cold most of the time, especially now.
Another reason I could not live there.
Exactly. So when I went back in April, it was snowing, and I was out there without socks.
In April?
In April.
See, no, that's not fair. So Nadira, one of my best friends, she lived there for like 6 years. Her husband had a job there. They lived there, and I just remember her being like, "It's a blizzard. Like my car door was
stuck.
Frozen shut."
Yes.
And I'm like, girl, get back home. This is ridiculous. You don't need, this is not for us. But she suffered through that for a while. She got used to it. I'm like, you driving in a blizzard? She's like, girl,
you have to.
It's whatever. You still got to go to work.
You still had to go to work.
In Dallas, if it a little piece of ice get on the ground.
All the bread and water is gone. Everything shuts down.
We stocking up the refrigerator.
Everybody's in the house. Nobody's on the roads. I was like, I love this.
Work is closed. School closed.
Everything.
You're like, oh yes, but I hated it because I work from home when we had that a couple times, and I'm like, trying to find a reason to not
to work.
Be able to work.
I can't connect.
Right, my internet. I don't know. Connect.
So since we're talking about summer, let's talk about your favorite summer childhood memory.
My childhood was, I feel like I had a different type of
childhood
memory. I feel like people really don't know how hood I am. I played well. Like, I definitely have learned how to survive in different scenarios, but like to the core, I am from the hood, like real hood, like drive-bys, and like you knew the guys who were doing the drive-bys though, so it's not like we didn't feel unsafe in our home because everybody knows each other,
right.
But these are drug dealers, and
but you knew them,
but they're like some of the guys, if they were older, they were my parents' friends. They went to high school with them.
Yes.
So they're just neighborhood people. They're still in the neighborhood. And then for me and my sister, we had people our age who were little, mini drug dealers. They had just started. You know what I mean? They just getting it going. So what we would do, this is really fun though. I actually miss it. But so these are guys, like I said, that were doing real life drive-bys. So what they would do is they would load up the car with super soakers, and we would have like buckets of water balloons. So everybody just have like buckets full of water balloons. Like, we know we about to have a neighborhood water fight. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hot. Like I said, it's rare that we have like these days. So we're ready. I don't know how we all put the word out, but it was like, we about to have a water fight.
Like a global invite?
Right. We would
there was no Eventbrite.
Be talking, like we about to have a water fight, or we just plan it, and everybody get comfortable in their clothes, and they would literally drive around doing drive-bys with super suckers. Like, you hear the cars like, and we'd be like, oh shoot, they coming. We run. We run like we really, run for some. They come, they out the window with the guns and everything, and we throwing our water balloons back at them, and just, good old days. Just nostalgia.
Do they even do that today? Do they have water gun fights?
I saw something on Instagram where they did that. It was exactly that.
Was it in Dallas?
I'm going to find it. No, I don't know. Okay. I don't think it was in Dallas, but I'm going to find it and see if I can post it maybe on our Instagram or something. But it was definitely exciting.
So, I did that with the kids when I had the kids for a weekend.
You did drive-bys?
No. Well, my childhood upbringing was a little different. Mm-hmm. My parents were older. My mother was a teacher, and most of the times my dad was pretty much retired, so he was like a stay-at-home dad. So my favorite childhood memory was pretty much sitting on the stoop with my friends after the street lights went out, because I had to be in the house, and I was a little rebel.
Okay.
So I tried to make up an excuse why to stay outside, and we would just sit out and catch lightning bugs.
So staying close to home so that you could still stay out.
Yes.
But, okay.
Like, I'm sitting on the stoop because at that time we had porches. So you walk up stairs and people would just come and hang out at your house. And my mother, this is not the hangout house. They can't be sitting on the stoop. They got to go home. And so I was like, well, I'm on the stoop. So she was like, nope, you got to come in. It's too late. And so I would go outside with my dad because he would water the grasses when men would take care of their grass because they're so proud. So I would go out with him while he's watering the grass. I'm out here with him while he's watering the grass so I could be outside with the kids. And so that is just one of my favorite childhood memories.
And I just saw lightning bugs for the first time when I went to New Braunfels for camp. Remember I talked about urban camp?
Yeah.
And somebody was like, look at that. And I'm like, we were following it, looking like little kids, like grown-ups, like, whoa, lightning bug. Like, I had never seen one in real life.
And I moved here, like, where are the lightning bugs? Like, this is the country. You would think, well, I think Dallas is the country, but it's really not. But in comparison to Chicago, I'm like, it's the South.
It's the South.
I'm like, where are the lightning bugs?
And see, our house was the party house. So it was a little different.
Right.
We had everybody. We lived on the corner like how I do now. But it was like everybody was at our house. all the time.
You were the house, the fun house.
We were the fun house.
Got it.
So.
All right. So that was your favorite childhood memory.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite summertime ritual or favorite thing to do with your boys in the summer while school is out?
It's kind of easy. I think I've been training my kids to like be not needy as far as like, you know, some kids like to be entertained all the time. And I taught them early, like, I am not your entertainment system. So they learn to be really creative at a young age.
What your mother say about being boring?
If you're bored, you're boring. You're only bored because you're boring. So I'm like, I had a second child so that you can have someone to play with. So I don't need to be entertained. Like, you guys can figure this out. Me and my sister used to be entertain ourselves. So we have a pool. So we just go to, as long as I let them go to the pool, they'll entertain themselves for however long. One of our new things is doing the vacation though. So I'm trying to do something once a year. This year I wanted to take them to the Bahamas, but once we had to go to California for 2 weeks, then it was like, next time.
Right.
We're not there yet. So we went to Jamaica last year. They loved that. It exposed them to some other things.
Different culture.
Marvin was like, so how much, when we got back, he's like, how much money do I need to make to live like that every day? I was like, now those are the questions.
That's a good question.
That I like that you're asking. So let me continue to expose y'all so you start getting used to good things. And you're like, I got to make a certain amount. Or I
want to be able to do that.
Exactly. So
I love it.
I like that kind of stuff, exposing them. What about you and Kiera? Because y'all be moving and shaking.
We are some movers and shakers. You know, I'm the adventurous type. I'll hop on the road, go to Austin or Houston. We love to eat. Brunch. You might find me zip lining or doing there's anything. So locally, we might go to the trampoline spot. We might go skating. But like you, we do love to travel. I can't remember the last vacation that we took in the summer. Now that she's in college, I'm not restricted to the school schedule.
Good.
Thank the Lord. So everybody keeps asking me, when are you going on vacation? And I said, when those crumb snatchers go back to school. Because it's going to be cheaper and I won't have to see them. Kim loves the kids, but I'm in a different season of my life.
Yes, you are. Because she can come pick my kids up anytime. They love going with Kim because she's active. And she'll take them to the trampoline spot, and that's their favorite little
spot
thing to do.
Yeah, so I want to say we went to the Legacy Food Hall the other day, and then Tuesdays is half off at Top Golf. So I was like, you want to go hit some balls? And we went to Top Golf.
Fun.
Yeah, so you know, I live a spontaneous life.
You do.
I plan all day at work, so I don't want to plan. I like to go with the spirit and the flow.
That's right.
All right, so we talked about those summertime childhood memories, rituals. Let's talk about that. So we're here in Dallas. It's hot. I say that this is the 2-bath minimum season.
Look, let me tell you something. I picked LJ up from summer camp yesterday. That boy was on some serious must status. Girl, that must, it hit me like a ton of bricks. So look, I'm on the phone with Lauren, right, when I pick the boys up, and so they get in the car, and I said, oh, because it's hot. Like I said, it was 100 and something. Like, it was hot. And they got in, and I'm on the phone with Lauren. She died because I was like, oh, somebody has a musty. And I'm like, it ain't me, because he don't be really getting musty yet. And I was just like, it's me.
He took accountability for it.
He had to, because it was hot must. You know, I was like, oh no, turn the AC up, windows, everything. So it like helped calm it down on the ride home. It wasn't bad, but so they wanted to get in my bed. They like to get in my bed now. Like, that's their thing. Like, get in your bed, sit with me, watch stuff on YouTube, and just kind of chill. And so I said, you're gonna have to shower before you come up in here. I can't do it.
Right.
So this morning when I was getting ready to drop them off, we're in the car. You know, he took a shower last night, but obviously I don't think he scrubbed under there really good. Because you got to get, once the must has presented itself, you got to get in there now and just really, really get there.
Yes.
So he didn't quite get it under one of the arms. So we're in the car about to go. You know, it's early in the morning. And I was like, and Marvin is horrible. He has a really strong nose. So we get in. I said, like, we pulled out the garage and everything. Garage down. I'm like at the corner. And I said, I smell a tinge. It's a tinge of must still lingering. And I know this ain't from yesterday. So I was like, let me see. So I made him pull his armpits up so I could sniff them. And I
Black
said,
mamas.
that left one.
That was a black mama.
That one went right. So I drove right back into the driveway and pulled. Me and him got out, and I took the thing. I'm like, you got to scrub these pits. Made him wash his armpits out and put some deodorant on. And then I was like, you got to get. You're getting too old. You got to have that deodorant. So yeah. I don't know how I got on that, but that's a ritual now.
So that must be being a mom too of a little boy.
Yes.
Now there are some musty little girls walking around here.
That's true.
And hygiene is
important. I've been musty. You know, my
Yes.
mom told me. It only took her one time to tell me that I was musty.
One time.
Because that's embarrassing. She's like, you musty. You know, it's just straight raw with it. And I was like, I ain't never going to do that again.
So I will tell you about my experience about being dirty.
Because you are good. Kim will take 4 baths in one day.
Literally. And people are like, oh, your skin is going to dry out. Nope, I have coconut oil. It solves everything. You can cook with it. You can oil up with it. Everything.
Oh, God.
So I had to wear uniforms in school. And so at a young age, my mother was like, you're going to learn how to wash your uniforms. So I decided, I guess, that weekend that I forgot that I was going to wash the uniforms. She was like, where are your uniforms? I was like, oh, my gosh, I forgot to wash them. She said, go downstairs and get them. I said, and put it on? She made me go to school with dirty uniform clothes on. Do you know that was the last time that I had dirty clothes?
I bet that was. That's
so washing has become one of my favorite chores because I never want to wear dirty clothes again.
I hate washing. It's really the putting away.
Ugh.
Like, I have a friend, Jania, she loves to fold. And I'd be like, just come hang out when it's time to wash.
Well, I like to fold too, so maybe you should have a folding party.
Folding parties are good. Because I wash the kids' clothes and then my clothes. It's like...
See, you have a lot of clothes. See, I have one child.
I know. And she grown now, so she can wash her own.
So I'm not in that season.
See?
Yeah. And so I did post on Facebook the other day, what's in your gym bag? And so I keep shower wipes, so I might have to get LJ some shower wipes.
He needs something.
They have degree shower wipes.
I'm about to say they got to be strong.
Well, because I'm in a season of, I decided I'm going to go with the natural deodorant. Well, I put that up this week because it's 90 degrees.
See, I've been doing the natural.
Yeah. You get musty about 3-4
You got to double dip in that.
I double dip.
It's hard to bring it with you because unless I keep it in my purse.
Yes.
Because it'll melt.
Well, get the spray.
I be feeling like the aerosol. You're not supposed to have that over a certain temperature in the car. I was like, it's gonna explode.
I didn't even think about that. See? I didn't even think about that. So that is definitely a ritual of mine. Is 2 bath minimum.
But I take a bath at night and I shower in the morning. But I feel like it's like that midday.
Yes.
But if you at work and stuff, you can't really do it. So you gotta find alternatives. They got those.
Especially if you go to the gym after work. Don't come in the gym smelling like all day. Freshen up. That all day smell.
You can tell because once you start working out, it's like sour.
Oh, that sour.
You know, we didn't have certain people that was at our dance classes, and you be like,
Sometimes I run home and take a quick shower. They're like, "Why do you take a bath before you go to the gym?" Well, I dance a little nasty.
You do. Check out our Instagram page. You'll find.
I want to be fresh when I'm dancing because I go hard.
Because that'll be very.
Yeah, like I don't want to be known as a sour girl.
Especially when you're twerking in front of somebody and you're like, oh, somebody didn't hit the hot spots.
So they do have wipes for that. I'm gonna go to Walmart and get some degree wipes. They are awesome.
And see, it's like with him being a kid, it's hard because their skin is sensitive and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so it's like, we're going to work it out.
Just get those little, they got those little wipes. Just get the wipes. But you're right. Like, once
that
that must hit.
You can't. You got to
clean it.
You got to clean it and do a really good covering.
Yes.
I don't know how we got on all this.
Well, rituals.
Scrubbing your body.
Scrubbing your body. So last week we talked about knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about personality assessments. So this week I wanted to just dig a little deeper about comparing yourself between professional Aries and personal Aries. Is there a difference? And I'll say corporate Kimber and corporate Aries. Are you the same person personally that you are professionally? Are there any differences? And we can cover code switching.
Definitely code switching. That's number one. That's the main difference. It's not so much that I'm a different person at work. I feel like I'm the same. That's probably why. That's probably why I'm not working at a place right now, because I'm just myself. You know, it's like you bring your whole authentic self, and
your whole authentic self.
I think there is a point where you do some code switching when you want to accomplish certain goals, because unfortunately, it is assimilating ish that people are comfortable with in that space, and sometimes you just do what you gotta do. Have you seen that movie Sorry to Bother You?
I haven't.
Watch that, because it's kind of a I'm not gonna call it a spoof, but it was on Hulu when I watched it, but it might be, I don't know. I kind of caught it on a fluke, but it kind of talks about the code switching, and like he got more money and promoted when he was speaking a certain way, and so anyway, it's one of those movies where you do have to
pay attention.
It's a little deeper than you probably would get on the first try. Like, even if you're really smart, it goes some other levels in there. But code switching, I think, is a pretty common thing that Black women do. Black men do it. Most people in a professional environment are code switching to a certain degree.
That's a skill too.
It is, but I think that for us as Black women, we really have to do it.
Absolutely.
At a high level.
And I wouldn't say that you're not working because of that, because you need to be your authentic self. We reread Brene Brown.
Yes.
We went through that whole exercise, and I've come to the realization that at this age, if I can't be Kim and be myself, then I don't need to be working there.
And that's really what I mean when I say that. Yeah. Because I think I just am not, and it could be my old age kicking in, is that I'm like, I just don't want to be anywhere that I'm not celebrated. Like, and I'm not, I want you to want me here. Not just, don't tolerate me.
Don't tolerate.
But I definitely, I spoke on this before about how I used to read books out loud to perfect my speaking voice, because I'm not from the South, but where I'm from in Richmond, most people are from the South that are in Richmond. You're either Louisiana, Arkansas, Memphis, Mississippi. And so our grandparents, they got that country twang. You know, everybody kind of got a little, it sounds like you're from the South, but you never been there, you know. So I kind of always used to they say, you country. And I'm like, I ain't never been to the country a day in my life. You know, in California, people would say I was country. And so I would try to speak a certain way so that it sounded more professional and all that. And my mom, she was the best at it, because she'll be cussing us out one second. And the next minute, she's like, hello, this is Chapman. Like,
that's corporate voice.
You learn how to speak to get things accomplished.
Yes, business telephone voice.
You have a good code switching voice.
You think so?
Yeah. Are you the authentic Kim?
I am. I didn't always. I wasn't always authentic Kim. Now I am who I am. Take me or leave it.
What changed though? What made you?
Self-discovery.
Being okay with who you are.
Being okay with who I am, and seeing that others, they're okay with who they are, and that's who they are. So why not be myself?
I agree.
Why do I have to change?
Because you can't be somebody else for longer than, you know, a short amount of time anyway. The real you is gonna want to fight and get out of there. It's like, let me free.
And if I'm not myself, I can't do my best work.
That's so true.
I can't, and I can't fake it, and I didn't want to fake it anymore. So, I actually have a boss. We have a very unique relationship.
You do.
He allows me to be me, and I would even say that his leaders, they know who I am, and they let me be me.
Okay.
Even my team. And I think that uniqueness is an asset to the team as well, because I want to say that brings diversity of thought. Like, I come from a different background than probably most of the people on my team. I think there are like 3 blacks that are on our team, but when I transitioned to the team, I was the only African American. And in most positions that I have, I typically was maybe the only African American in that role, or it was just a few of us.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's important because to be the best you can be, you gotta use all your strengths.
Right.
Right? Like we talked about that Strength Finders thing and all these assessments and all that. It's like if I can put all that to use, I'm maximizing everything that I have inside of me. Like I want to be a person that leaves this earth empty. Like I want to max out whatever God created me to this way for, because he created me this way for a reason. I want to maximize that to the highest level so that when I leave, it's like, I have nothing left. I did everything.
That's the only way you can operate in excellence.
I agree.
That's the only way. And kind of going back to code switching, I want to say, as well as adding in a bit of emotional intelligence for us as Black women, I've heard, oh, you're too aggressive. You're not assertive.
I hate that.
And I don't ever think I'm aggressive. I feel like someone has been the aggressor towards me, but I'm more assertive.
A lot of times when you react,
yes,
that's when you get called aggressive.
Yes.
I've been called a bulldog by my director. Like, but the way that he said it was like, I told him Aries is a bulldog. Da 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 da. Like it was almost like a half compliment, half dig. And I'm like, I ain't no bulldog. Like I am the most compassionate, I think, when it comes to working with people, because I'm a relationship person. Like I'm always feeling the room and learning more and trying to be curious about who the people are that I'm working with and know more about them and all that. Like I've never just like, bulled over anybody or bullied anybody. Like I don't have that kind of
personality.
Yeah, but people will misconstrue directness and confrontation as aggressive. And I think confrontation is healthy because it's saying, you know what, let's address these things head on, and that is going to make us have a better relationship. But if I'm just, that's different. I just think it's different. Aggressiveness is more of a bullyish type of term. Right. But people don't, I don't know. I've been called all of those names before.
Well, I don't think I've been called a bulldog. I know that over time, as I have progressed in the role and at the company, I have more confidence in, what I believe in, and so I will stand on that. But I believe now we're in a culture of passive aggressiveness. People are not direct. They're afraid to be direct and to just outright call it. And I also think that people aren't open to constructive feedback either.
Oh my God. People are way too sensitive.
Yes.
To where it's like, you said something to me about it, I'm offended. Yes. Instead of saying, you know what? You're right, or let me consider that, or I never heard that before. Maybe I need to think, look at this again. It's like, how dare you tell me that this, and this. And it's like, why are y'all so sensitive? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. I just didn't grow up that way. So I think, how our moms are. You don't have room to be sensitive. Like, you're sensitive and you're not, it's not going to work. It's going to be a long road for you. So I'm not that type of person. So I see that where people who are just like.
And I want to say it started in the school system too, because now everything is, oh, you're a bully.
Everything is. I feel like, and you heard the comedians where say the bullies like kind of made people stronger almost.
They really did.
And obviously you don't want people to be getting bullied and like abused and all that, but I do feel that allowing some of that shakiness and like you figuring out how to get out of these situations, where you're going to have people that are going to come at you, and you have to be able to stand up for yourself.
And now we have social media, so now we have another form of bullying. Yeah. Because it's social media bullying, and kids are watching this, and they're going out there bullying them, and they're killing themselves. We didn't have that. So we didn't have that component growing up. So I'm really glad that I didn't grow up in the age of social media.
But that's why I teach my kids like really about being confident in who they are, and if you have certain flaws, like be aware of them so that people can't use them against you. Right. I'm like, if you know this about yourself, then like LJ, he got a big old head. He got it from me. I got it from my daddy. So I'm like, people gonna clown you, don't. And I started it first because I'm clowning. In the family, we always start you out getting clowned.
You get coached.
You're gonna learn in this realm where it's safe. You know, we gonna be on your head about everything. Literally. And so by the time he got to school, he knew all the head jokes. It didn't affect him.
Good.
And then he could come back and be like, man, like I've been having
my head big.
I know my head is big. So like, what's up? Okay, yeah, because you know, and then, so he came up with his own ways of kind of combating that when it came his way. So I think that's another way I think it's really healthy to.
It is, because my mother taught me wit, and the kids would tease me sometimes, and she was like, "You got to get back with them. You got to get back with them." And so that's why I'm like so quick now, because I would literally sit up here and think, okay, I got to get with these kids. I got to say something back to them, and that's where that mouth developed.
You developed thick skin.
I did. Because
you got mouth though. Kim will come for your head. Man, it's times where Kim and some of our friends, they be going back and forth. I'm like, this is I'm getting a little uncomfortable. And
it's all jokes.
It is jokes, but I'll be like, if you have any, clearly I hang around a lot of people who just are a-holes. Because a lot of my people that I hang around, we have these kind of relationships. But I'm like, if you have any insecurities, don't come hanging with us. Because we about to talk about it. We're going to talk about you being ashy. We're going to talk about whatever.
We might even talk about weight.
Weight? Oh, especially you. You be on.
Yeah, I said, I don't eat anything. Oh, well, you eating something. And I will confidently walk with the switch through here.
Kim is the main person. She'll be like, oh, I don't eat that. I don't eat this. I don't, we don't do that. We don't eat that kind. Everything that she eats is salads and organic, apparently.
Smoothies,
I'm like,
bowls,
ma'am,
soup.
What you not about to do? My grandma this came from hers, but I was like, what you not about to do is have me sitting here thinking that you eating salads every day, because you're eating something up in this area right here that I see.
My metabolism.
We both been gaining weight since we met.
Right.
And we met at the gym, and I ain't been there in a while. So what you not about to do is act like you ain't eating these them cakes and that's
right. We sent you a postcard about that, remember?
Oh my God. Kim is mean.
Wait, I said
lightweight. I was lightweight, like, oh, this is bad. So go ahead, tell the story.
So I love restaurants, of course. So we're eating at Tommy Bahama.
Who were you with?
Carolyn.
Okay,
who's a fitness instructor.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at a happy hour, and so after the happy hour, we decided to go to Tommy Bahama. So towards the end, they bring you your bill, and they bring a postcard. And they say, you can mail this gift. We'll mail this postcard to anyone that you fill it out for. And I was like, what should I do? I was like, oh, I know. I'm going to send Mona a postcard and tell her we miss her at the gym and that she needs to show up. And so, Kelly was like, well, who can I send something to? She was like, I'm going to send it to Aries. So we proceed to write out a message on our postcard. And I think I had your address. So I gave her your address. I had Mona's address, and we mailed it. And so weeks went by. No one said anything. So Mona,
they did not put their names on it. So it's like a anonymous postcard. And I'm like, behind the scenes, I go to the mailbox. I get this thing, and it was like, it's been so long. You know, sometimes we really miss you at the gym. You need to. It was like something. And I was like, I don't appreciate them. That's not a nice postcard. Like, I was like, dang, I know I haven't been to the gym in a while. Like, how did I know I ain't been to the gym? So anyway, I'm going through all this like psychological stuff. And I'm like, I'm offended. Like, I'm lightweight offended. But I didn't say nothing to anybody because I didn't know.
She didn't say anything.
I just was like, whatever. So Mona posted on Facebook
something about her spidey senses.
She was like, I think I know who did this. And she posted what it said. And I said, those heifers. And I said, I got the same thing. And they both just cracked up and cackled
all night long.
I said, these evil little wenches.
So you truly do have to have thick skin if you're going to be our friends.
You can't, because they will attack your every
But then we go to church together.
And we do go to church together.
Yes.
It's actually that one. Yeah, so it's like you got to have balance, right? We going to praise the Lord and clown you at the same time.
And we have emotional intelligence, too, because we know who to do it with, who not to do it with, and how far to go.
That is so true. You got to have that everywhere. that's where a lot of people miss out. They said that, the skills that the technology industry is looking for, we both are kind of in tech, so what they're looking for wasn't technical skills. They're looking for the soft skills, because people don't know how to channel their emotional intelligence to, work with people and feel that out. As a leader, I would have to be a person who can say, I know I could come. If she was my employee, I'd be like, Kim, get your butt up out of here. Like, you've been on break for 25 minutes. Get over here.
Right.
If it was something like that. But if it's someone else, you're like, hey, I noticed that you've been on break for this. You got to say it a certain way,
you really do.
Because people will be like, I've had that happen so many times that, in roles where the people, I just learned the hard way that I can't treat everybody the same.
You can't.
Because people will really get sensitive.
Everyone is unique. Like, I know my relationship with my boss, current and previous, they did have to treat me different. Like you said, they know Kim. They know how to get me motivated. So with that said, we talked about professional, we talked about personal. One of the other books that we read were the 5 love languages.
We did read the love language book.
5 love languages will explain to you what's your preferred type of language that how you love and how you like to be loved. Mm-hmm. And so in a relationship, and this could be a relationship with a significant other, or even like I look at it like with my daughter. My love language is quality time and acts of service. And what's yours, Aries?
Those are the same ones for me. Wait, let me look at the list right quick. And I know that LJ is quality time. That's number 1 for him. So yeah, acts of service and quality time are mine as well. What is I think Marvin's are words of affirmation. But yeah, those are 2 that are pretty big for me.
And they say your kids tend to take up the same similar love languages. And I would say the Kiara's is absolutely quality time.
Yeah. And most kids, I think, they like quality time with their parents anyway, just because, Right.
But, we have gifts. So there's some kids who like gifts, I'm sure.
That's true. Most kids, I think, like it. They just want something.
Yep. So I think that knowing yourself that in that aspect as well will help you in future relationships. Be it that you are married in a relationship, you need to know what your love language is, and you need to know what their love language is too.
And when you're dating people, just from the beginning, finding out, like, so what's your love language? Because then you'll be over here, somebody buying the other person a whole bunch of gifts, and they mad at them because they don't get no quality time. You're thinking, well, I done bought you this and done that. It's like, that's not what we're
That's
doing.
actually part of the application process for me. I'm going to send you a personality assessment, and I want to know what your love language is. And I want to know how much gray hair you have.
Oh, my God. Real gray. Because, these dudes be dyeing that hair now.
Gray?
They on that Beijing.
Oh, yeah.
And that other stuff that they do to, like, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right. I mean, they say we add hair to our hair, so, I mean,
we have,
So now they're adding hair to their heads, too.
I just need to know that it's not yours.
Just let me know.
Ahead of time. Let me see the raw
in
picture.
advance.
Because you want to see us, they talk about take a girl swimming when you want to.
I was going to say, that's the best thing to do. Everybody, we just go swimming. You'll see you in the natural.
Yes.
In the natural. And I'm a swimmer. Matter of fact, when people say, are you a fish? No, I'm a mermaid. I was a mermaid before Chloe became a mermaid.
That was Haley.
Okay, whichever one.
Haley.
They look alike.
But all of this really does tie into, like, knowing yourself, your authentic self, like, being vulnerable. We talked about did we talk about the Brene Brown thing?
We didn't. So we read Daring Greatly. That was, first it started off with the TED Talk.
TED Talk. And we're going to put this in the show notes because I feel like everybody needs to watch that. It gets real deep. That 20-minute TED Talk was
powerful.
Life-changing for me. Seriously. And I think it was at the right time because...
And this was before she became big.
Yeah, that was way in the beginning.
Yeah, now she has a Netflix special and she's published other books. I'm a huge Brene Brown fan.
I am too. It was at a time where I needed to be more vulnerable. She talks about vulnerability and shame. And I didn't realize how big shame really was as a driver to why you do certain things or don't do certain things.
Yeah, or why will hold you back.
And why will hold you back. And in order to be a person who's their authentic self and be okay with who you are and all that, you got to shed the shame. Like, you got to shed whatever that thing is. And it takes looking in there pretty deep. It can be scary in that hole, trying to find out why you do things the way you do. So you might have to go talk to a therapist about that, just to kind of crack that open a little bit if you're not used to talking about that kind of stuff.
And she did reflect that everybody does not deserve to have access to your vulnerability.
I agree.
I mean, you can't give everyone your marbles, right? Everybody can't have that information. What I share with you or tell all my close friends, I don't share that with random people. Now, we all have testimonies that we can share and go over, but those deep, vulnerable moments, that's...
Yeah. And I think I still haven't really shared all my stuff with all my friends yet.
Right.
You know, I just feel like when the time is right, if it's appropriate, then it'll come out. But I got a lot of stuff that I have not probably talked about really with other people, other than like family or people who were there, you know. Right.
So knowing your unique personality, Aries, how has that personality made you bold? Or you probably came out bold.
I think I've been bold since birth. And it's funny because as I have children now they're about to be 8 and 10 in the next 2 weeks, I see it. Like they're like that. And LJ, like it's just certain things I can see. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like myself. You know, it's like they just feel able to voice themselves, you know, voice their opinion.
But you empower them too.
I do empower them to a degree.
Yeah. Because
it's only, don't go too far.
Right.
I'm still a black mama now.
Black mama.
I'm going to let you, you know, say some things within this safe space.
Don't start smelling
But don't
yourself.
come, you know, trying to be a little smart aleck. Because then I'm going to have to check you. But yeah, stay in your space. But yeah, I think I came out like that. I've always been outspoken. Even though I was really shy when I was young. But when I did speak, I was speaking my mind. Like I was saying what I felt like.
And I don't know about myself. I would say, I don't know that I was, because I was shy too. They were going to hold me back because they didn't know that I could talk.
Wow.
Yeah. And my mom was like, she talks at home. She's not. That's what she said. And I think my boldness grew over time. Over time. I know for a fact becoming a mom made me bold. I had to be.
You got
to speak up.
Because you got to take up for your kids now.
So, yeah. So it was just a difference. And then being in the workforce too made me have to be bold. To stand up for myself. Like, this is not right. Somebody has to say something. Who's going to say it? I'm going to be the Esther. I'm going to say something.
Come on, Esther.
So my boldness grew over time as I've evolved.
It's definitely grown more, I think. Because there's times where I look back like, dang, I wish I would have said something.
Yep. Now I'm like, why did I say that? Probably should have said that like that.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it definitely is something that grows. And it comes with knowing yourself, right? And being comfortable. Because I'm at the point now where I'm like, look, if someone is coming to me and saying they don't want to be my friend, I'm like, okay.
Right. And I think boldness comes in phases too. Because I look at my daughter, I look at Kiara. Is she bold? Yes, but she's a little shy. She's not bold like me yet, but I think she will grow into that.
Oh, yeah.
My boldness is, I sometimes say what's on my mind. I remember I was at the airport. I was going somewhere, and I think it was to Jamaica. I think it was when we were coming to, didn't we go to Jamaica?
Yeah.
So we were going to Jamaica, and I was at the airport, and I was running late. And so one of our friends text me like, the line is long. You better get here. So I was like, okay, well, I'll make it through. So I get to the airport, and the guy was like, which line? I was like, wherever VIP is, that's the line. He was like, right here.
Exactly.
And that was a bold moment for me to say that, and he believed me.
Girl.
And let me go through that line. And I passed them. She said, how did you get up here? I said, I told him I was VIP. And so
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's nothing to me. I do it every single time.
Literally.
I'm not
and figuratively.
I'm my mom and my grandmother, I will say, have helped me because they're bold women. So it's like they always say, act like you're supposed to be there.
Yep.
And it's all in your confidence, you know? So it's like I'm coming in. I've done that before with security before. I'm like, I was told that I need to be at the front of this line because da-da-da. And they don't know who told me.
Front line.
And then I get in and I'm like, I do that all the time. So.
And they say act as if it has already happened.
Yeah. I'm like, where do I need to be? Because I'm the...
Literally.
I'm serious. Anyway.
So as we wrap up this episode, do we want to do a round of this and that? Or do we want to skip it?
Let's do a couple.
Okay.
Real quick. I got my little book. So this and that, for those who are just joining us, this is just kind of our little firing round of us giving you a little bit more about us. All right. So you're going to pick, let's see, what's a good one? Road trips or cruises?
Road trips, I would say, because I have a little bit more control. I like cruises, but I feel restricted on time.
Both of them, I don't prefer.
But if you had to choose.
If I had to choose, I'm going to go with cruises.
Why?
Because I don't like being in the car for a long time.
Well, so I don't either. So I'm thinking
4
road trip
hours
less than 5 hours.
Yeah, less than 5. If it's more than 5, I can't.
Put me on a plane or I don't want to go. So I would say cruise if it's more than 5 hours.
Okay. Rent or buy?
Preferably buy.
Yeah, I'm going with buy.
Buy my iPhones. I don't want to lease it.
I know, but I do lease it. It's too much to give them at one time.
Because I want my phone when at the end.
Well, no, when it's over,
you can upgrade.
Yeah, you can keep it.
But you never have anything you own.
You can keep the phone that you paid for. I gave mine to LJ when I upgraded. Air conditioning or fan? We said that earlier.
Air conditioning.
AC, baby. All right, let me see. I'm going to do like 2 more. Okay, this is a good one. You know what I'm going to say. No, you don't know what I'm saying. Being tactful or being blunt?
I'm going to go with being tactful.
Me too. I know I was like, she probably going to think I'm going to say blunt.
Yep, I did.
Because that's just, I'm not trying to be rude. Like, I'm not just trying to be rude. Like, I think people, and I get a bad rap, even with my friends, they'll be like, yeah, she's the mean one.
Have tough skin.
Like, it's kind of the thing that people say. It's like, she's the mean one. Well, let's back that up. Am I mean? Am I being honest? But tactful at the same time. And it just depends on the scenario.
Right.
It just depends.
And who it is.
Because sometimes you got to be blunt. And I ain't got time for tact. I'm going to check your butt. Okay, one more before. Pills or liquid medications?
Liquid.
Maybe I'll go with liquid. I don't really like pills that much.
I don't either, because they've gotten lodged in my throat.
Ooh, that's not good. You didn't drink enough water.
I did.
Was it one of them big old horse pills?
Yes.
Was it after like a surgery or something?
I think so.
Because you know they be giving you them big old like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was our segment on this and that.
So our call to action for you this episode.
Yes.
We would like for you to go watch the TED Talk by Brene Brown, The Power of Vulnerability. And she also has a wonderful Netflix special out called The Call to Courage. Both are great. We want you to watch that. And then in our Facebook group.
Come in the Facebook group. We will have a dialogue. We'll post a question, or something that goes with it. Or you can just tell us what you thought about it. What do you take away from it? I think that anyone that really sits and watches that, you gotta something gotta hit you somewhere.
And I would advise you do nothing while you're watching that. We tend to multitask sometimes. I think we've watched that. I watch it quarterly.
Yeah, it's like in the background sometimes now. But
yes.
I've seen it, like so many times. I'm like, sometimes you just need it back in your system.
Sometimes I listen to it at work.
It don't matter. I listen to it everywhere.
We watched it while I took down her braids.
We did.
We watched Brene Brown on Netflix. So
The Call to Courage.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Yep.
All right, well, we're going to let you guys go, but don't forget to rate and review this episode so that we know how we are doing, and we look forward to connecting with you on our Facebook group, as well as you can go ahead and visit our boldblackgirls.com website to get more information or to find out anything that we got going on. That's where it all will live. And
we also have Instagram and Twitter.
We do have Instagram and Twitter. It's so many things. That's why I'm like, just go to the website because then everything will be there. You can figure out how to get all these places. But please rate and review so that we can see what you like, what you need. And if you have topics that you want us to talk about and discuss, please send that as well so that we can know what you're interested in and make sure we cover all the bases. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Have a bold week.
Have a bold week. Talk to you later.